Hello and welcome to Car Cave. You're with Chris. Our website's carcaveusa.com. Phone number is 803-262-4742. If you need financing, reach out. We have some contacts. Just give us a call, shoot an email, come to the website. We'll help you out. What we got here is a 1982 Toyota pickup. One owner, which is something you will not find. It's rare to come across. The one behind it is also well documented and one family owned here local. So it's kind of odd to have two of them in the building. This one is documented back to new. It was taken care of by a guy that was had an aviation background, was a machinist, and he was meticulous in his maintenance. Never left him stranded in 42 years. He bought it new. It had 13, I think, 0.9 miles on it to my write-up, and drove it all over the place. You can see an Alaska tag on the back, a veteran one. Spent about a year up there and spent a lot of time in California. So originally bought out of California. He ended up here in South Carolina. I was out on his property when I saw it. He gave me a call to come by and look at it. So it has a cool background, cool story, well taken care of. You know, it's had one repaint in its life. It's been used, it's been loved. If you look at the pictures, you can see him having it out on the dunes. It screams it has stories. Words of stealing from Dierks Bentley. It's the miles that make a man. This truck's seen some miles, but it's also been taken care of. So you can get in it, you can drive it. We didn't go into aesthetics. We didn't go into dolling it up and do anything to it. It needs to be driven like this, in my opinion. Someone to enjoy it. He was taking care of it, so mechanically, you know, runs good. We've driven it about, there's no excessive smoke or any smoke for that matter. It is carbureted. It's a 22R. Tires are in good shape. The Michelin Defenders. I'm gonna shut it off because we're in a closed building. You can see the slew of keys he has for it. Even labeled ignition. Some keychains over time. It's a 22R, 5-speed, high-low transfer case. So 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive, manual front hubs, crank windows, simple gauges. You got temp gauge, fuel, speedo. When we bought it, he actually drove it up here for us, and then we drove it around a little. We put a brake master cylinder in it. We bought a radiator, which is sitting over here, but we haven't put it in because the original one's there. So if you want to keep the original and have it record and sealed, but the leak isn't bad enough, and with the smoker window to prevent you from driving it. There's nothing dropping on the ground. My guys just noticed a little bit of seepage. So it's something you want to do, or, have it record at some point. We'll go the records first. So you're saying, how you know it's one owner? There's a lot of people that make a lot of claims. Funniest one I hear is, yeah, it was a one owner car when I got it from the guy who bought it from the original owner. Yeah, it's a 3-owner car. On this one, see David, when he bought it, 13.9 miles. Bought it in California, the original window sticker, actual mileage title, and carried along the way. So random receipts, his name on it at the time at Toyota dealers. You can see where he installed the wireless adapter. He's using it on his property. So when I went by to look at it the first time, I jumped in it and drove it around right there on the property. So he started keeping his catalog here. It showed a record of one oil change in the service catalog, but I'm sure it was going to the dealer up until it got out of warranty. Being a Toyota, it probably didn't have a lot of service work, but you can see he started keeping the records in this book here. There's some other ones sorted in over time, but it goes all the way back to 1986 in this catalog, 1992, 1994, 1998. And he knew this truck well enough. He said, I still have the original shoes on the rear. They're wearing a little thin, but every time I repack the bearings and look at the back end and take a look to service it, there's still life left in them. So he knew the truck really well. He was taking care of it. Like I said, Delta Aviation, took care of airplanes. If you do that, you're usually pretty meticulous. You can read through here. So the truck runs, drives. He's been on the road. It's never been off-road, never left anyone stranded. It's clean. It's good to go. It's straight. There's dents, there's nicks, but for a truck of this age, when you go into the bed, they're usually rotted out. Your rockers are good. Your door bottoms, like I said, it's had one repaint. The frame is in good shape. That's a lot of the battle on these. Doesn't look like it's ever been coated. I think he said he reworked the mud flaps, if I remember correctly. The bed is, there's a few dents in it, but if you've looked at these old Toyota beds, finding one in immaculate condition over here, it's like hen's teeth. This one, you could jump in, enjoy, drive. It's one of those that you can actually drive this truck because it's not perfect, but you can enjoy it. Tailgate's in good shape. You have a little bit of the bed liner. You can see it chipping off around here. I mean, I would jump in this truck and just start driving it, enjoying it. It's been well serviced, well maintained. It's been a good truck. Someone lived it for 42 years. You could live it for another 40. The 22R is easy to service, parts readily available. See the original spare down here. Bottom of the bed's in good shape. Sorry for my squeaky shoes. We have a little bit starting the bed here, but it's not cancerous. Same with the rockers, body going down. I said this is gonna be a great truck for someone. The cab corners are in good shape. There's a little dent up here. We kind of laughed, you can tell someone had it 42 years. It sat in the same position, same area of the seat every time he was driving. You can see it sitting there. No pun intended. And there are some cracks in the dash. I thought there were. We have a lot of Toyotas. I don't see any cracks over here. Maybe I'm making things up. Yeah, you have a little bit here. And then over here, he's had the dash pad on there for a while. The original Toyota radio, your heater and vent controls. You have some nice blue visors here. Sliding rear window. We left all the stickers too. That was part of its life. Guy enjoyed skydiving. You can see the Aircraft Owners Pilots Association. He did had a lot of fun in his day. So he's still around if we need to call him and ask questions. He's a great knowledge base. I actually bought 3 cars from him. He called me originally about this and said I have some other stuff, and he took care of his cars. We got a 65 Ford F100, and it never even made it to market. Kind of shocked this truck even made it to market, just sitting up here. Bumpers front and rear were Smitty built. He said he lost the 2 little brackets. So back then when they did the bumper, you just took off the lower valance up front. He lost those 2 brackets, so sometime down the road he zip tied them. It works, so your blinkers are in place. You have a tow hook down here. Go into this wheel well. Like I said, frame's in good shape. It really depends on what route you want to go with this. I would keep her as she is. It's a beautiful truck. Windows roll up and down. It's actually really smooth action. We'll go under the hood. I remember him telling me that he used to remove the speedo cable and hang it up on the wall, so you could hang it up and then vertically down, drip lubricant in it to make sure it stayed lubed over time. So that was his level of maintenance. There's a secondary fuel pump he added in. He said he never needed it, but if he was out in the bush, he was out in the dunes, he didn't want to break down. I think he said he did the distributor cap. It's all there in the records. You can see the master cylinder we put in. I don't see any rust underneath here. Usually you'll have some underneath your master cylinders where people spilled on the inner wheel well. He was apparently very careful because the fluid is, a little corrosive. It'll eat through metals. So yeah, I don't see it on the inner fender wells. a solid, good, high quality truck. Well loved, well serviced, runs smooth. I think we put a couple 100 miles on it, put a couple of my guys in it, told them to go out and drive it. And they came back and said, yeah, great truck. You got a little divot up here in the glass. But yeah, we didn't go into extensive maintenance or detail on this one. We brought it in. We want to make sure it's safe to drive because we don't know its next life, what you want to do with it. So if you have questions, reach out, share the whole history file on it. If you know these Toyotas, the reason you're watching this, they're reliable trucks. This one's been taken care of. It's had fun. If you saw the picture on the dunes, but it'll make a good truck for someone else. It is straight, you know, rust-free for an old Toyota. Like I said, there's a little bit there in the bed, but high quality truck, good looking. You do many routes with this. I would drive it. Fix as you go, keep the rust at bay, take the bed off, coat underneath, keep the rust off that bed, and just ride with it. Cool truck. For Car Cave though, if you look around, we have a unique assortment. You can see a Lancia, Delta Integrale Evo, an Isetta, VR4, supercharged Jag, a 3100, a Vet, a Fulvia, Fanalone 1.6, an Uno Turbo, a Renault 5 GT Turbo, 2002 Tii, a Fiat Uno Turbo. We like turbos apparently and superchargers. We have issues. A lot of Defenders on the back wall, Audi Quattro, supercharged Jag, low mileage Vet. Not a huge C4 fan, but that's a beautiful car in my opinion. 6-speed LT1, 11,000 original miles, twin cam Alpha, V8 Defender, one owner Bronco, a nice NAS spec, well loved too, a V8 restored Defender, old Chevelle, you got a Ducheveau, a Fiat 500, a little Pageo Ape. If you're into 3000s, that's one of the best ones I've seen and owned. Same with the Lancia, but our friend Bryce should be buying it. If you're watching this, you need to come get it. It's your car. This is a GCC spec manual transmission 80 series, so we're cleaning up and going through it. If you look back in the shop, we have a little K truck, the cleanest Grand Wagoneer you'll come across ever. It's immaculate. V8 110, diesel Pajero. So I'm filming at night. A Troopy we're building out here, RS 2000, a Defender 110. That's the, if you made it this far, Defender 90. I also got this from David. This was his F100 he had for 30 years. So this sold before I could even had it like a day. Really cool truck. But if you have questions, reach out to us. It's carcaveusa.com, 803-262-4742.